The Senate confirms Cardoso, Yuguda and 10 others as members of Monetary Policy Committee. Asue Ighodalo wins Edo PDP governorship primary. And Senate to prioritize state police devolution of power as part of constitution review. Hello and welcome to News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I am Simisola Atiku. The Senators confirmed the appointment of 12 persons of the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. This confirmation comes after a report of the Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions Committee of the CBN was considered during plenary on Thursday. The confirmation of the new MPC members comes days to the first policy meeting of the Apex Bank under the new CBN Governor, Olayemi Cardoso, which has been slated for February 26 and 27, 2024.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, after robust engagement with the nominees and being satisfied with their experiences, performances and academic qualifications, do hereby recommend as follows: that the Senate do confirm the nomination of all the underlisted members as members of the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria.
The Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions on the screening of Mr. President's nominees for appointment as members of the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria and approved the nominations of Olayemi Cardoso as chairman, Mohammed Sani Abdullahi as member, Bala Bello as member, Ememu Soro as member, Philip Ikazo as member, Jafia Lydia Shehu as member, Lamido Yuguda as member, Moritala Sabo Sagagi as member, Aloysius Uche Odu as member, Agu Pauline Odinkemelu as member, Mustafa Akiyomi as member, and Bandele Eji Amo as member.
Asue Ighodalo has won the People's Democratic Party PDP governorship primary for Edo State, beating 9 other aspirants, including Deputy Governor Philip Shuaibu, in the election held in Benin City on Thursday. In the exercise held at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in the Edo State capital, Ighodalo polled 577 votes to emerge as the state ruling party's governorship candidate for the September 2024 election. The chairman of the Edo PDP Primary Electoral Committee and Governor Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State declared the financial and legal expert as the winner of the exercise. Meanwhile, Governor Godwin Obaseki's faction of the party is yet to commence its own election. For the APC, 3 candidates have emerged winners of the party's primary. Chairman of the APC Governorship Primary Committee and Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma and Ugwaja Stanley Uzoamaka, the returning officer, had earlier declared Dennis Idahosa and Senator Monday Okwebolo as the candidates of the party for the election, respectively. However, Ojo Babatunde, the spokesman of the local government returning officers, on Saturday night declared Anamero Dekeri winner of the primary election with 25,384 votes, defeating his closest rival Idahosa, who polled 14,127 votes. Following the controversy that trailed last Saturday's governorship election in Edo State, the National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress has declared the poll inconclusive. I will discuss the primaries of the APC and PDP in Edo State. Political affairs analyst Jide Johnson joins me on the news. Thank you for joining me, Mr. Jide Johnson. Well, now, Asue Ighodalo has been declared the winner of the PDP primaries in Edo State. Before then, it was Shuaibu we heard that won the election. Are you surprised by the drama playing out in Edo State in the camp of the APC and PDP? What are your thoughts on this matter?
In any case, the party primaries, the party system is the bedrock of democratic society. because without the party system, there can't be democracy, because it's the party that provides a platform for people to contest election in order to win election and control public offices. Now, if the political parties, one, cannot uphold the constitution of their party, two, they cannot comport themselves to even conduct primaries, that you have 3 different primaries being conducted at the APC, and the likelihood of that the political parties cannot put their house in order. And if the political parties cannot put their house in order, and if the political parties cannot put their house in order, how would they put the society in better order? As far as I'm concerned, it shows that the party system has collapsed. And if they could do this just for the primaries, what will happen during the general election? And that's why our election has been characterized by violence, manipulation of results, and the rest of it. Because even at party primaries, which is the basis of democratic governance, they can't even comport themselves to conduct the primary in one location rather than have multiple elections in multiple places.
All right, then, how do you think this whole drama will pan out ahead of the elections?
Well, someone has said that we are not practicing democracy, but we are practicing judocracy. It is the judiciary that will determine the actual winner of this election until even after the main election is conducted in September. The likelihood that the winner will not emerge through the ballot system but through the court system is very, very high, because a lot of our democratic process, instead of being subjected to the ballot system, has been subjected to judicial interpretation. The courts have always determined who is the actual winner of the election. So at the end of this, the court that will decide, and I will take a decision concerning this, because I don't know which candidate will be the candidate for the APC. For instance, we have 3 parallel Congress being conducted. 2 parallel Congress have been conducted in PDP. The third one we have not heard from the governor which Congress is conducting based on the report which you gave. So invariably, it's the court that will decide who is the actual candidate for the PDP and who is the actual candidate for the APC. To even talk about PDP and APC, even Labour has not even conducted the election. Just yesterday, the national chairman of Labour Party was arrested. And now is Labour going to conduct the primaries for their gubernatorial candidates in Edo State? So the utter collapse. And one of the things that we need to look at is the complete reform of the party system. The complete reform of the party system, because the bedrock of democracy, partisan democracy, representative democracy, is the party system. And if the party, which is the foundation for democratic governance, is faulty, it's not run according to the constitution of the party, and then you have different functions controlling different segments of the party, it tells you that things fall apart and the center cannot hold. And that's why we have been having a problem with governance in Nigeria.
Jide Johnson, political affairs analyst, thank you very much for lending your thoughts. Moving on, the Lagos State government has moved to address the cost of living crisis in the state by announcing a raft of measures to alleviate the plight of residents of the commercial city. Among the measures unveiled by the governor of the state, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, are a reduction in transportation cost, remote work days for civil servants, and free feeding for residents. Our correspondent Sydney Okafor has more on the story.
Nigeria has been battling a severe cost of living crisis induced by record inflation, which has a spike in food prices. The situation has triggered protests in some states like Kano, Ogun, Niger, and Sokoto. While Lagos State has been calm so far, authorities are not leaving anything to chance. The governor has now unfolded a series of measures to help residents wade through the hardship.
We're working out a plan where civil servants from level 0, from 1 to 14, will come to the office maximum 3 times a week, right? Not that any form of government will be shut down. It will be all calendarized and it will be on schedule. We're going to be opening, what we call Sunday markets in about 42 markets in Lagos. Sunday market. What you will see in those markets, is the same sort of stable, food item. But this time, you'll be buying, but you'll be buying at a reduced cost.
Lagos State, which is regarded as Nigeria's economic hub, is the first state to announce such measures to mitigate hikes in food prices and transportation costs.
Transport cost is also a major pain that our citizens have. So almost immediately from this weekend, we're throwing back a 25% reduction on all public transportation. But we're working with the various unions to ensure that we also can support them. But on our BRT, on our trains, on our ferry services. You are going to begin to enjoy that almost immediately from this weekend.
In line with the federal government's initiative to introduce state police to curb insecurity across the country, the governor disclosed the state will deploy its 1,000-strong neighborhood watch officials for state policing.
That neighborhood is still functional, and we're happy. About 6,000 of them. The good news is that I've given approval for us to recruit additional 4,000, 4,000 to 5,000 actually. I've given them approval to employ. And this is job for our youth, this is job for our able-bodied men. And so out of that number, we'll give some to CBD, we'll give some to KAI, but a significant chunk of it will be in our neighborhood. And what that means for me is that if they give approval for state police today, I have 10,000 men that I can further train and get them ready. And these are people that know the entire community. They are people that knows, every nook and cranny. In fact, at some of our state security meetings, they give us intel.
The Lagos State Governor says his administration is aware of the difficulties faced by Lagosians and is determined to take action to alleviate their financial suffering.
The senator said it would give priority to the state police and devolution of power bills in the course of the constitution review exercise. This came to the fore on Wednesday during the committee's inaugural meeting. Chairman of the committees, who is also Deputy Senate President Jibrin Barau, announced the names of the 47-member committee to review the 1999 Constitution. Barau promised that the committee would operate differently from previous committees to achieve its set objectives.
So I hope that your wealth of experience and knowledge of our nation be brought to bear in the work of this committee. I wish to quickly remind you that we work in synergy with our counterparts in the House of Representatives and also state assemblies. And we will be very strategic in the conduct of our affairs.
We always waste so much time until the end of the session. And by the time we now compile everything and take to Mr. President for assent, it's too late. And if he says that he will not assent to certain parts of the bills, then we end up not being able to do anything again about it. So, is it possible, which I think it is, for us to do it in such a way that even if Mr. President says this bill is not, I will not assent to it for one reason or the other, we can still, as a Constitutional Amendment Committee, look into it, pass it with the desired amendments, and bring it back to the President for assent.
I feel there is something more that we can do, because the way we did the last one, you can see that out of almost all the bills, it's not up to half that was assented to. So this time around, why don't we try as much as possible to prioritize them? After prioritizing them, we take the ones that we know are very critical, like issues of the state police, like the evolution of our areas that we feel will have direct impact on our constitutional setup.
Almost 2 months after its passage by the House of Representatives, a bill seeking to create the Southeast Development Commission has passed third reading in the 10th Assembly. The Senate unanimously took the decision at the Committee of the Whole, chaired by President of the Senate Godswill Akpabio, after consideration of the Southeast Development Commission Establishment Bill by Senate Leader Okweyemi Bamidele representing Ekiti Central. Akpabio expressed confidence that the bill will be assented to by President Bola Tinubu, considering the urgent need to leverage the approved commission to fast-track the development of the Southeast geopolitical zone.
This bill is into 6 parts with 27 sections, and it captures the establishment of the Southwest Development Commission, the functions, the structure, the staff, the financial provisions, and other miscellaneous provisions. My dear President, indeed, the great people of the Southwest will be grateful to the 10th National Assembly under your able leadership if this laudable bill that would accelerate the development of the Southwest is passed.
the Southwest Development Commission may bear the title Southwest, but indeed it's for Nigerians as a whole. There's hardly any part of the country that does not have an ambassador, so to say, in Southwest. Because Southwest is not only accommodating, it houses the fifth largest economy in Africa in Lagos, and the most important business roads in Nigeria crisscross Southwest.
Development is something that I love. Development in any part of the country is development everywhere. So this Southwest Development Commission is not different because it's going to bring development to the Southwest.
We'll take a break here, but still to come, BDC operators plan automation to tackle street trading operations in the country. Stay with us for details. We'll return shortly.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
Wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the Go-To app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other Paper Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Welcome back. Here's a recap of our top stories. The Senate has confirmed the appointment of 12 persons as members of the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. This confirmation comes after a report of the Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions Committees of the CBN was considered during plenary on Thursday. The confirmation of the new NPC members comes staged to the first policy meeting of the Apex Bank under the new CBN Governor, Olayemi Cardoso, which has been slated for February 26 and 27, 2024. We also told you that Asue Godalo has won the People's Democratic Party PDP governorship primary for Edo State, beating 9 other aspirants, including Deputy Governor Philip Shuaibu, in the election held in Benin City on Thursday. In the exercise held at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Edo State capital, Ighodalo polled 577 votes to emerge as the state's ruling party's governorship candidate for the September 2024 election. The chairman of the Edo Primary Electoral Committee and Governor Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State declared the financial and legal expert as the winner of the exercise. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and AVO TV, or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. It's time for business news. Let's join Opayemi Owosheni, who is on standby. Over to you, Opayemi.
Thank you, Sumisola. Hello and welcome to Business News. Now, in a bid to address liquidity issues and the imbalance between supply and demand in the foreign exchange market, the Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria has concluded plans to automate its trading operations to eliminate the activities of market speculators and street traders. This was as the association backed the recent clampdown by the government on persons selling and buying foreign currencies on the streets. APCON President Aminu Gwadabe, who spoke with journalists on Wednesday, said the association has developed an automation platform which, if approved by the Central Bank of Nigeria, would help revolutionize the retail FX market. We'll go on a short break and be back with Stock Market Report. Nigeria's stock market could not sustain early trading rally seen on Thursday, as it moved to the negative region by 0.12% at the close of trading, leaving the market cap at 55.4 trillion naira. The market breadth also ended on a negative note, with 20 gainers against 28 losers, as investors sold mostly stocks of Dow Communications and Wema Bank. These stocks occupied topmost position among Thursday major laggards on the local bourse. Dow Communications came out last with an end-of-day price depreciation of 10%, closing at 0 naira 72 kobo, followed by Wema Bank, who closed at 7 naira 80 kobo. Now, at the end of today's trading session on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, NGX, a total of 352 million volumes of shares were exchanged in 7,248 deals, corresponding to a market value of over 7 billion were traded. Now, a switch to our Select Global stock reverses the case, however, for our Select Global stock, as they recovered from previous day losses and maintained a northward position on the fourth week day of trading, leaving our Select Global stock, the UK FTSE, US Dow Jones, and Japan's Nikkei in the bulls at 0.35%, 0.73%, and 2.19%. Well, that's it on both business and stock market reports. Back to you, Simi, for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much, Opayemi. And in a historic move, South Africa's parliament has impeached one of the country's top judges, John Hoffey, for misconduct. An investigation found that Hoffey, the leading judge in Western Cape Province, tried to influence justices at the country's top court in a case relating to former President Jacob Zuma. The long delay between the alleged offense and his impeachment was a result of lengthy appeals and investigations. A second judge, Nkola Motata, was also impeached for disorderly conduct and racial outbursts relating to a 2007 drunk driving accident. Once President Cyril Ramaphosa signs off the decision and sets a date for their formal removal, the judges will then lose all benefits, including a lifetime salary worth over 1 million rand a year, a car allowance, and comprehensive medical care. And on sports, Lagos State government is Lagos State is gearing up to host the 11th Federation of Africa University Sports FATU Games, scheduled to take place from September 20 to 29, 2024. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said this on Wednesday during a courtesy visit by Vice Chancellor of LASU, BME Olatunji Bello, and the VC of Unilag for Lashade Ogunshola, represented by Lucien Chuku, to the State House Marina. He reiterated the state government's support for the forthcoming games, which is to be co-hosted by the University of Lagos, Unilag, and Lagos State University, LASU.
There's a need and a reason for us as a government to support it, as possible, but we will not leave it to the state government alone. There are other, would be identified critical, stakeholders, because you can use sport as a means to also very well engage, consumers, very well engage, the organized private sector. So I would encourage you, we can work with you to see how you can use it to signpost, opportunity for also the private sector. In each of your universities, I'm sure campuses, we are talking of a community that is getting close to 50,000, 70,000. So that's a huge number on its own. And when you now need to do such activity, you are talking of a catchment of between 100,000 or so. So that in itself becomes a marketing tool that private sector can see and it can leverage, as a means of advertisement, as a means of communication, right? So you shouldn't shy away from putting together a very, mutually beneficial marketing, strategy that the private sector will see, measure the benefit, and I can assure you they will play a critical role in that.
They chose us for excellence hosting. They chose us for safety because Lagos State is the most secured state in this country. They chose us for tourism because of the different things available, the tourist attractions, the sites available in Lagos. And also, they chose us for economic buoyancy.
And it's a wrap on our bulletin. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.